Zepbound weight loss, 30 minutes of this is going to majorly move the needle for you. Hi, beautiful friends. I'm Elizabeth, Countess of Shopping. I have been on GLP-1 medication the last 22 months and have lost over 98 pounds. Super stoked today. A viewer who is not just a viewer, but somebody who I really respect, Cloaky, sent me this article and I wanted to share it. It's from, and I'll cite my source down below. In the description link, click that more button. It's from South China Morning Post, and it's a really, really cool study that I want to share with you from the British Journal of Sports Medicine, and it's on astonishing news on obesity and exercise. But if we don't know each other, I have been morbidly obese for a hot while and I'm just considered, quote, overweight, having taken Zepbound and Mounjaro and TIRZEPATIDE compound the last 22 months because of the shortage. That's why the medication has changed a little bit. But I'm really, really pumped about this study that's come out talking about researchers analyzing it's 30 minutes a week can offset a heart health risk. And so researchers were amazed to find that obese people with belly fat who did 30 minutes of high intensity exercise a week, that's it, just 30 minutes a week, just 30 minutes a week of high intensity exercise offset cardiovascular disease risk. Now, we know recently that there are new studies come out about how GLP-1 medications are being studied and are tracking, and the data is tracking about reducing cardiovascular events, strokes, heart attacks with people taking GLP-1 medication. But this piece of information for me, so thank you, Cloaky, for sending it to me. And I love when people send me science-based articles. And you guys know I insist that I'm factually accurate here. In a world where we don't have that all the time, I insist that upon myself. I was really pumped to show you this article about this cardiovascular events because there's really good news for people who are obese, and from somebody who was morbidly obese, then just obese to now just overweight and trying to get into the normal weight health category. The risk for cardiovascular disease like strokes and heart attacks by exercising vigorously for just 30 minutes a week can offset that risk. Y'all know I'm excited. I'm stumbling over my words, honey. And I've got some solutions for you too from this. It's saying those who find it a challenge to do high intensity exercise, such as running or HIIT, which is high intensity interval training, 8 to 9 hours a week for moderate exercise, such as a brisk walk or cycling, will have the same effect. So people who are doing 8 to 9 hours a week versus 30 minutes a week, I'm like, yes, queen or king, let's go do this. Let's go do this. So this study was published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine, found obese people with belly fat who exercise did not have a higher risk of cardiovascular disease and death compared to people who did not have fat around their middle. Y'all, when I hear this, she has fat around her middle. I have right down in here, the lower part of my belly, that's the band. Eventually a surgeon will hopefully take all that loose skin off, but having fat and loose skin now on there, it's talking about the University of Sydney professor, her name's Melody Ding, says, it's astonishing for us to see the risk of high waist circumference. That's me. Is that you? This is me. Was completely overset in those who are most active. The research used data from more than 70,000 participants aged 37 to 73 years old, with 56% of those who are female. So dudes, you're included in this. My kings, you're also included in this as well. While exercising has a different intensity levels, they wore wrist accelerometers to track motion, orientation, and activity to measure the link between belly fat and the risk of heart disease. So here's the vigorous exercise. It was defined as people who raise their heart rate and considering people to be out of breath. Honey, I don't know about you, but when I walked up the stairs when I was morbidly obese, that would put me out of breath. Like the being out of breath thing, somebody had commented on an old video. They're like, we can hear you breathing. And I'm like, I know. I tried and literally in videos years ago to like hold my breath so you couldn't hear me breathing. And then I would pause recording and be like, to catch my breath. Like, I don't have to do that anymore. Although someone recently was like, your mic is really close and I can hear you breathing. Made me think of Golden Girls where Rose Nylund was like, I can hear you breathing, you devil. I'm like, I know. It was very profound, and I guess apparently still can be. So here's what was defined as that. So if you have a raised heart rate and causing a person to be out of breath, so it's just running, swimming, riding a bicycle, hills, walking upstairs, skipping. I need more skipping people out there. If you're going to be skipping, tell me in the comments. We should have a skipping party in my free encouragement group. I'll link my free encouragement group down below too. Aerobics and sports like football, rugby, netball, hockey. Moderate, so those were the high level ones. I'm going to link down below on Amazon a bunch of ones I've tested. You guys know I test a ton of stuff on Amazon. Right below my feet, I have an under the desk elliptical. For me, that can make me out of breath. If you do it fast enough, you will get out of breath. And it's underneath my desk so I can do it at work. When I'm typing at my computer a bunch. I don't know if you guys have desk jobs. I do partially. And so sitting at my desk typing a whole bunch, as a video marketing strategist, I'm also looking at edits and things like that. So it's nice to have something underneath my desk where I can do the elliptical, or there is a stair stepper. It's not crazy expensive. You can buy one of the fancy ones, and I'll link that down on my Amazon shopping list down below. So I'll link the whole Amazon shopping list down below of ones I like, but also the walking pads. There's a SpearX one that is around-ish $100. I'm like, that is a great price point. Like there's a lot, you just need to find what's your whistle to do the high intensity. And literally, if you've not done it before, shoot for the 30 minutes a week. Take out a clock, shoot for the 30 minutes a week. I love swimming when I'm able to go to the gym, but it's very easy for me to be like, I can go swimming one day a week to go, you know what I mean? Whereas walking, that's one of the other ones. So that was high intensity. Moderate intensity exercise. So this data from this, from the, what was it? The British Journal of Sports Medicine. It was talking about high intensity interval training or high intensity exercises. So that for 30 minutes, that's what's focusing on cutting the heart attack risk, or the, how do they say it? Cardiovascular disease. So, but moderate intensity exercise would be walking, water aerobics, riding a bike. There's under the desk bike peddlers too. We have a recumbent bike. There's one I really, really love. It's nice because I can go watch The Real Housewives and go pedal on it. Dancing is another moderate level one, and I'll put those on the Amazon shopping list down below. Playing doubles tennis. Pickleball. This summer I played pickleball with my, this mic just wants to keep moving. I don't know. I guess my shirt. Yeah, it just wants to show you my delicious collarbone, honey. Look at that collarbone. She's got a collarbone. I'm playing doubles tennis, and for me, I'm going to add pickleball to that because, honey, I was huffing and puffing this summer playing pickleball with my cousins. Light intensity activities would be lower effort, like incidental strolling, doing housework, but the research or the results suggest physical at any intensity can mitigate or offset the link between belly fat and cardiovascular disease. And so one of my favorite things to do, by the way, is when you guys tell me you are working out while you're watching my video, my heart goes pitter patter, helping to prevent my cardiovascular disease. No, I'm just kidding. But it makes me so happy when people are like, I'm watching your videos and I'm working out too. So if you don't do that, maybe make that your goal. Listen to me while you're walking, listen to me while you're riding a bicycle, like a elliptical or whatever. It will appear vigorous exercise as running maybe 15 times more effective than a gentle walk and reducing the risk of cardiovascular disease. Now, I don't know about you, my knees pop like popcorn. But I ran the other day. I got a bug in my butt. I was walking Mr. Freddie. You guys know Mr. Freddie from my other videos. Soon I'll be introducing Wilma, hopefully. If she stays, we'll be fostering to adopt her. Hopefully she'll be a permanent adoption for our dog. But Mr. Freddie, I just felt like running him. And I ran several houses, and I hadn't run in a long time because of my knees, my ankles. And I felt like running, and I did. And so I don't know about you, and if you have been morbidly obese and you've lost some weight now, and maybe you're just obese or overweight, trying these higher, more vigorous exercises, I had been afraid I'd hurt myself. And now being like, I can do this. And so I don't know if that's you or not, but breaking through those mindset belief barriers for me has been a very important part of this weight loss journey of like, okay, I actually can do these things. It is okay. I'm not going to hurt myself. And so just trying them. And so I want to encourage you, maybe try it, test your body and see how that feels for you. it's also talking here about doing a diverse range of activities for optimal health, right? Like doing different things is really, really helpful because that can also help with like our balance and stamina. The author in a recent obesity and exercise study said current physical activity recommendations were flawed. The guidelines of 150 to 300 minutes of moderate activity or 75 to 150 minutes of vigorous activity per week suggest that moderate exercise was just half as effective as vigorous intensity exercise. We found approximately 15 times more moderate to vigorous physical activity was needed to mitigate the association between belly fat with the incidence of cardiovascular disease compared to with just vigorous exercise. So this explained why higher intensity physical activity leading to improvements in cardiovascular fitness, known as fat but fit paradox. So that to me, I'm like, okay, I don't know about you guys. I need to be incorporating more vigorous, high intensity workouts into my repertoire. Is that what you guys are? Is that the beat? Are you guys getting the beat that I'm dropping here? That's the beat that I'm dropping. I'm like, I need more physical, rigorous exercise in addition to my weight training, in addition to my walks. Previous studies have shown small bouts of intensive exercise can improve cardiorespiratory fitness and have positive cardiovascular effects, may be greater than those of moderate intensity activity. More important public health message was shifting from the emphasis away from weight loss. Instead, the messaging should focus in on encouraging people to do small amounts of vigorous exercise to reduce cardiovascular disease. Now, I know many of you guys have asked about I had recommended wall Pilates. So before I started Pilates, I now have private sessions and go to group, although I haven't recently because I've been traveling so much for work. And I will be getting back into it. Hold me accountable. Hold me account. I will be. If you guys don't hear me talking about my Pilates, ask me, please. Hold me accountable. I love when you guys are like, have you worked out today? In the comments, I always appreciate seeing that. And show I need to be, how I started with doing Pilates was wall Pilates. You guys ask, who do I use? It's this lady. Hopefully that shows up. This one. That's the one that I used. It was Linda, who's in my free encouragement group, who I'll link the free encouragement group down below. This is the lady. If you're like, I just searched Pilates for beginners on YouTube. It was free. So cost should not have to be a part, you know what I mean? Like, don't sweat my pet. If you don't want to buy anything off my Amazon workout shopping list, don't then. Use the YouTube app or YouTube. This is when it's for seniors too. And so when I saw it, I scoffed. I'm like, I'm in my 40s. I don't need the seniors one. It was a workout, honey. It was a workout. And so I have been wearing my Google Pixel watch and then my Oura ring. It's charging right now, so I don't have it on. But I've been tracking my heartbeats per minute while I'm working out. It has been incredibly effective for me because then I can see how much, should I push it more? Am I doing fine? Like, it's helping me understand my body a lot better than I have. I will link those also down below too, particularly with the holiday season coming up. There's a ton of discounts on Amazon, which is why I'm linking my Amazon links down below for you too. If you're interested in getting one of these wearables as well, they're fascinating to me. The Count has the Fitbit 4, and he said he loved it more than these. So that is also on my shopping list because the Count it's not, I don't personally wear those, but the Count does. And he's like, you need to put that on there too as another option. He loves those. So all of that to say, I think this is fascinating in terms of our vigorous activity. How do we then start? So knowing and doing is two different things. We can know a lot of information, but not apply any of it. And that doesn't mean we really know it though, because I can think of the concepts of being Picasso or making a Monet and painting beautifully, but actually doing it is a different story, right? To be a really great painter. And so in the terms of weight loss, knowing and doing, my question to you then is, now you know this information. Now that I know this information, I'll use my I statements. And obviously, this is never medical advice. Always talk to your own healthcare provider. I'm not a healthcare provider, simply my experience, strength, and hope of losing 98 pounds. But for me, talking to my healthcare provider, making sure I'm released to do these physical things. But then now, how do I apply that in my daily routine? What day am I going to do this 30-minute workout on? I should literally put it on my calendar because I'm so busy that things can pop up and then I won't do it. Am I going to hold myself accountable? Am I going to tell somebody else who I trust, who I know that is going to come back and hold me accountable in a loving, kind way and being like, did you do X, Y, and Z? You said you were going to go, and I need to pick what that vigorous activity is. For me, it's going to be swimming or vigorously walking. I feel comfortable with that. I don't feel comfortable fully running yet just because of my knees and my ankles, but I know that I can get to that vigorous part of where I'm like power walking for 30 minutes is going to be hard for me. So for me, as I'm like walking through of like, okay, how am I actually going to apply this information now that we have the data? Then the part two of it is, how do you apply it then? What is the tactile actual implementation of knowing this knowing this information to apply it? And on this GLP-1 weight loss journey, some days, because of the Zepbound fatigue for me, I cannot. And giving myself grace, kindness, love, and compassion, 24 hours after my shot is hard for me still. 22 months in, Zepbound 15 milligrams, I still get Zepbound fatigue some weeks. And recognizing, and because of my shot injection site, many people combat me on this recently. I don't know why recently it's been this huge thing of where people are combating my videos where I talk about injection sites, because it's my experience, strength, and hope, but that has been my experience. If I change the injection site, I do have different reactions in my body. I don't know why. I'm sure more studies are going to come out on it. I think part of it is the scar tissue of having stretch marks probably plays a fact into it. You guys have shared that with me, and I'm like, that's actually a pretty good theory, I think, but I digress. So with the different reactions I have with GLP-1 medication, that first 24 hours would not be good for me to pencil in doing my vigorous activity, my exercise, at that pocket. So then I got to go to my calendar. I'm going to go over to my Google Calendar and tactilely look when my shot dates are and not schedule this then. Maybe scheduling it for me on day 5, 6, 7, because also I traditionally have more energy. I'm usually eating more calories because the appetite suppression, the half-life dose is on day 5. So day 5, day 6, day 7, I eat more because the appetite suppression is not as much. And so for me, that would be a great day to do this with the vigorous activity. So when am I going to do it? And what is it I'm going to do? Do I need to get from Countess of Shopping's Amazon workout list one of her recommendations for the stair stepper, which is literally right down below me right here. It's at my feet. I'm not going to pick it up because I don't want my top to bend over. You guys I don't want to flash you guys on accident, but it's right down by my feet. Or the bike I was talking about. Or like, what are the things? Now, this for me is not replacing my weight training. It's in addition to. It's the accoutrement. And you guys know I love a good accoutrement included in there. So how am I going to add this in has been questions as I got this data. Once Clokey sent it to me, I'm like, okay, how am I going to start weaving this in? Now I know the information. There's science backing this. It's a reputable source. How am I going to actually then apply it into my repertoire? So those are the questions I've been asking myself. The Count and I have been having, it's been awesome having my partner along. I have the best part. I love my husband so much. My husband's hot and also smart and kind, and he's an amazing human being who also, you raised me up. So having somebody who's raising me up, do you have somebody in your life? Maybe it's not your partner, maybe it's a bestie, or maybe it's another friend, or maybe in my free encouragement group, you find somebody who you jive with in the posts and you post back and forth in the threads. Many people do that, of where you ping pong off of your threads in the free encouragement group. Maybe that's a resource for you. So what can you do to help hold you accountable while you're doing this? Once you've made the decision, you figure out your schedule, you know what you're doing, and then actually going to go do it, having a safety net to help you along with those specific goals. And I know I'm not alone on this. I know that so many of you are like me. We are high functioning, highly productive. We've been highly productive in our personal life, in our professional life, but it's been this weight juggernaut that we've not been able to get. And GLP-1 medication for me has been able to get weight off that I've never had. In the last 22 months, I'm amazed, astounded, and it's nothing short of a miracle for me to have this tool. It is but a tool because I still got to put in the work. So all of that to say, coming around the bend to like loop this all together, what are you doing today to move you closer to your goals? Right? Tell me in the comments below. I'm trying to hold you accountable to making sure we actually do. Knowing and doing two different things. So let's be doers today. Let's make that our model is doers. And so our emoji of the day, because I do an emoji of the day, is going to be a hammer. I don't know if YouTube has a hammer, but we're going to make one. Hammer. Because we're going to actually nail the hammer. We're actually going to do something to move the needle with our weight loss goals. If you made it this far in the video, I want to know you better because I truly do care about you. And so the emoji of the day is like a bat signal for me to know that you made it this far in the video. And then B, I'll also pray over you. If you don't believe in prayer, I'll uplift you in positive thought because all are welcome here. I realized I was probably talking pretty fast in this video. You can put me at half speed. There's a thing called settings. It's a little wheel. It looks like a wheel here on YouTube. You can change that. If I'm talking too fast for you because I get excited, and when I get excited, I talk quickly, I try to temper it, but it's part of, I've tried to temper it now for the last 9 years on YouTube. Change the settings down below and you can make my tonality slower. Just that you probably, if you've made it this far in the video, you probably don't mind how fast I talk, but that is an option. One of our beautiful viewers, Mindy, I love you, is like, I put you on 1.5 speed to make me talk faster. I'm like, you go, girl. Mindy's my kind of gal. I'm like, you go, Mindy. You go, girl. There's something else I was going to tell you. What was it? The collagen. Yesterday I had Clean Simple Eats collagen because I've been focusing on that because of my workouts. I've been focusing on protein. You guys know I love the Bioptimizers Protein Breakthrough. I'll link that down below. Use the discount code QUEEN. I'll also link down below Clean Simple Eats collagen packs. These just came back in stock. I bought them. Literally, I bought like 3 boxes of them because they're back in stock because they've been sold out. Use the discount code QUEEN from their website because I negotiate for you guys these deals directly from vendors on their website. This isn't on Amazon, so it's different than Amazon. These are awesome. How I use the collagen is I'll get unsweet iced tea and then literally put it in a tall tumbler. You guys know I'm obsessed with my 40-ounce tumblers, and then use a frother to froth it in. How much? It has in here 9 grams of protein in there. Collagen is not a complete protein and lacks the essential amino acid I'm going to mispronounce it, that word. It is grass-fed hydrolyzed collagen types 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 3. So, but I like these to get my collagen in. And it's peach mango is my favorite. They do also have a blackberry lemonade. That one turns pink, which I'm not super a fan of the dye in it, but this one, it's like an orangey color. Not a super fan of the dye, but I am a super fan of the taste, and it's only 36 calories. So you can add it to 16 to 20 ounces, and that's Clean Simple Eats. Use the discount code QUEEN. They do have great protein shakes too. My chocolate favorite protein shakes is Bioptimizers because it's this one's vegan and plant-based too, by the way, if you're that lifestyle. But these, they have like a great vanilla pumpkin spice latte. Right now they have an eggnog protein. It's an eggnog protein, and I bought it. I'm like, yeah. So I'm going to be having that. It's a really nice way to get protein in after I lift. And just in general, it helps with my appetite suppression too. So, my loves. We've got our emoji of the day, which is a hammer. Put that down below. And I will link that article down below, as is all of the free resources in the Amazon shopping list and all of the Bioptimizers and the Clean Simple Eats. I'll link those down below too. Sweet friends, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings because life is delicious. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow for our other daily video. Bye, guys.